Hi everybody, it's Rachel, and as promised, I thought I'd take a moment to walk you through all of the new things within Google Sites. So I'm just going to go ahead, I'm going to open up my Drive, and I'm going to show you within Drive where it lives. So if I just go under New, and you scroll over to Google Sites, within Google Sites, it'll open up and you'll notice right away that it really does look different. So when it opens up, the first thing you're going to see is the big banner that comes across the screen. And within this, you don't automatically select your theme and give it a name that gives it the URL right away. It kind of organically creates that as you move along. So first thing I just want to show you is where this is going to live after you give it I'm going to give it a name. I'm going to call it Assistive Tech. And over here, you can see in this site's home, if I click on that and I go ahead, it'll show me where it's going to live. And right now, this will walk you through it as well. I guess I can't click out of this. So as it moves you through, it tells you where all those things are. And you can see this is my new site right here, Assistive Technology. I just started. These are all the sites I've created with the new sites. If I want to go to my classic sites, ones I've created in the past, now they're going to live down here in this bottom corner in back to classic sites, and it'll list all of them. But I'm going to go ahead, and within here, you can see right here, I can either rename it, remove it, or open in a new tab right from there. But I'm just going to go ahead and click on it so I can go back into it. So within this new site, you have a few different options that you can start right away. So I'm going to enter my name here, and again, I'm going to call this Assistive Technology. And with your page title, you could call it whatever you'd like. I'm going to call it Stonington Resources. So within just the title, right away, you can change the size of your title. You can change the heading size if you want it smaller, or if you want it as a subheading. I'm going to go back to title. You can center it within the box. You can move it over to the left-hand side of the box. You can, I'm going to keep it in the center. You could put a link if you wanted to link your words out to another source, or if you wanted to link it back to like the district homepage or something like that, you could also delete it from here. So again, this gives you a really good sense of the sizing and how quickly you can change it within just your home page. So here you can also change the image, and if I change the image, it bumps up a gallery, and I can choose a different background. These are all right here within Stonington Schools, within the program. You could also upload an image. You could also search by URL if you wanted to do something like that. You could search for an image. You could use something from the albums, or you can use something from your Google Drive. So I'm just going to choose one that's already here and select it. And now it kind of gives me it automatically kind of helps me get into a template of color choices that work with this picture. So here I could reset it. Here I can change the header type if I wanted a large banner. This is a regular banner, or title only. So if I click title only, it gets rid of the picture. If I put banner, it puts back that picture, or if I put a large banner, it takes up essentially the half of the page. So just a regular banner. And now over here in this bottom corner, you'll see these stars that come up, and what that does is it makes a readability adjustment. So it automatically does it. If I don't want it to, what it does is it changes the color of your titles So it fits best with whatever background you choose. So if I turn that off, there's not going to be too much of a difference right now because it's a white text on the background, but it just helps to make it a little bit more clear, and it automatically does it for you. You actually have to turn it off if you want to change it. So I'm going to go ahead and jump down and now how you can add information to your box. So down here, if I wanted to add a text box, I could click text box, click down here, and it'll automatically, I could write resource, I could explain what it is a little bit more. Page for special education resources. Whatever it would be. Now you can see all the choices that are here automatically. So there are color choices. You can choose what kind of background you'd like for that particular text box. If you want more of an emphasis, it chooses a color that's complementary to your title. Or if you wanted to add an image to your background, where it brings you right back, you could choose a different image from the gallery. You could upload it, URL, you could search your albums, or from Google Drive. I'm going to keep it with the color. And so that's right there. This is also where you can delete it right from that selection. When you are in your text box, you can change the font. You can make it more like a title or a heading, subheading, just by clicking on what you'd like. You can center it, any kind of alignment you'd like. You can make it a link if you'd like to make that a link, or you can delete it also from here. So there's a lot of different options within that. The other nice thing within this box is you can change the size of your box. So if I wanted to make it like half, there are automatic grid lines that show up for you so you can get an idea. And the other thing with it is once you have the 4 columns, you can drag and drop. So once you drag and drop, it'll move it for you. You don't have to worry about the formatting. And if you'd like to come back to a different section, you can. Again, it's automatically under insert. So there's the text box. There's images, URL, and to upload. So if I come over and I want to double click on the area that you want, you can then get this pop-up if you don't want to use it from the side. You can choose images. And if I wanted to search for an apple, I want to show you that right underneath here it says results shown are labeled for commercial reuse with modification, meaning that they're kind of in a public use, so you're not infringing on any copyright laws, typically. Of course, you can learn more, and every image could have specific regulations, but in general, the images that Google is going to find for you would meet those criteria. So if I'm looking for an apple, I find an apple, I like it, I select it, it automatically puts it in there. And now that I've inserted my image, I again have more options. I can resize the image, which I'd like it a little bit smaller. And so it does that automatically for me. And then I could also crop the image. I can uncrop it. I could make the image a link. I can delete it, or I could replace it or add alternate text instead. So I am going to keep it as is. I'm a little concerned as to why it didn't automatically resize, but I'm going to keep it. So that's just one way to add a text box, and then you can add an image right within there. And again, if you're ready for the next section, you could just double click and up would pop up your little wheel to add in from these things that are here. So that's how you do those. And once I've got this kind of going a little bit, up here is a little eyeball. I can preview it onto different things. So I could see what it's going to look like on a computer. I can see what it's going to look like on a mobile device. And I can see what it would look like on a phone. Sorry, that was a tablet. And then this would be a phone. So that I can see automatically that Apple would be a little large and they would have to keep scrolling down. But it's great that it automatically does that for you and you get a chance to preview it. So now I can close this and it'll go back to my editing site. And so within this page, I could also add a folder or some other types of resources. So on here I can find information from the drive. I could do a folder. I could do a YouTube video. I could go find a link to new Google Sites. I could search. And if I find a great one that I want to use, I could select it. And it also would go right in there with a link. And because it's on this, I can move it over with my grid lines. I could also add a calendar. I could add a map. I could add a Google Doc, a slides, a sheets, forms, charts, all of those different things. I'm going to come down, I'm going to add like a folder. Let's say I want to make like a resource page. So within my Drive folders, which I have a lot of, so it might take a second to open, I'm going to add one that's called Assistive Technology. So if I choose it and insert it, now it inserts it right here, and it inserts everything that's within that folder so people can see. And again, I can resize and I could go preview it. So I could see what now my page looks like. That's on a mobile device. There's the folder, there's the video. This is what it would look like if someone was looking at it on the web. Main page. And there's all the stuff that's in that folder at the bottom. So it would serve as a resource guide. And if people have permissions, if it's public use or whatever, they would be able to get right in there and take a look at it. So that would be the main page. So now what about adding another page? So in adding another page, I've got, this is to insert things. And now I'd like to go to pages. So within pages, this is my home page that I've definitely been working on. And now I want to add another page. So maybe this one's going to be called iPad apps. And that's done. And now I'm going to add another page. Just for a sense, I'm going to add a few. So iPad app, computer programs. Computer programs. Done. And I'm going to add one more called just regular resources. And I'm done. So these give you all of the functionalities of that main page that you can add. The other thing too is their drag and drop. So if I want this one to be at the top, I can do that. If I want resources to become my main page and not the one that I was just working on, I can use the three dots to set it as the home page. I could also rename the page and totally remove that page right from the side, those three dots. Now I would like iPad apps and computer programs actually to nestle underneath resources, so I'm going to move those around because you can see right across the top now of my page, if I were to go back home, those additional pages live now across the top. There are tabs across. I could change that if I'd rather have side navigation. So I could do top navigation or side navigation. I like it across the top, so I'm going to leave it. But I can also drag and drop these. So if I hold on to the side and I actually want that inside of resources or underneath. Same thing with computer programs. I want it underneath resources, so I'm going to drag it under resources, not under iPad apps. So if I drag it under resources, now on my home page, those live underneath this arrow. So people could actually pull down to that. So, and then I could actually go to that page right here. Now I can populate it just like I did that main page with videos, links, text boxes, images, any of those things. By double clicking, my wheel comes up and that instantly goes from there. So that's how the pages go. And the last one across the top is themes. What's nice about themes is it takes font and then you can change your color within that font. So right now I have simple because there's no background and it's blue. I could make it green. So it would change that simple background to that. I could also choose a different, there's not a lot of these, there's just a few, which is kind of nice. I could choose a totally different one with a different color. And it instantly changes it for that page. It doesn't change it, less dull than I didn't know, for my home page, but it does. Okay, so I'm going to go back to simple, and I like the blue, so I'm going to keep it like that. And so that's how you can change the colors and the main themes, and then these are the font styles that you have: light, classic, and heavy. Simple, but lots of options within those. So to get more resources and more help when you need it is up under these three dots. You go under more. You can go to send feedback. If you definitely have something that you're missing deeply, send feedback to Google. They're always listening. There's the help menu. Not a lot of help. There's just not as much because it seems to be very intuitive. So, but it instantly takes you to the help page. And then the last one that's here is just to take a tour. So if you miss the tour and you want to revisit it, it'll take you through it again. And the very last thing for you to do is to, and again, you can always edit, is to publish. So once you click publish, it'll take a second. It's going to ask me what my, who's going to be able to see it. Right now, only people within stoningtonschools.org will be able to see it. I could make it public to anyone on the web, or I could allow my site to appear in search results. I'm going to just keep it as anyone within Stonington Schools, and I'm going to call it Assistive Technology, and now I'm going to publish it. So once it's published, and the only other thing, there are options within here, the publish settings and the publish view. You can view the published site, and now you can unpublish it if you want to edit a whole bunch of stuff and then bring it back live, which is nice. So that's within your realm here. This is and the last thing I want to show you is how you can add an editor, and then this is just like sharing any document. So there's your undo button if you make a mistake, but within here it pops up automatically that right now only I can edit it, and again it's only people within Stonington Schools can see it. So that's how you change your settings, or you can definitely add people down here. And the other thing is, if you want to prevent editors from publishing, changing, or accessing or adding new people, you would click that box. So I might give a specific person access, but they're not able to share it out to other people. So you can make those changes as well. And then you're done. So I hope you really like this new Google Sites, and I hope if you need anything else, please reach out to me and let me know. Otherwise, I really hope you enjoy using the new Google Sites. All right, take care. Thank you so much, and I will see you later.